In the brig, the air was thick with the smell of bilge water mixing with despair. A solitary oil lamp burned unsteadily, sending grotesque forms flickering and jumping along the walls, which were roughly fashioned of wooden slats. Leonina stood motionless, save for the languid and free-flowing of her hand through hair just as black as the night that claimed her. She didn't speak, an act of outright defiance in a room that couldn't be more cramped with the wretched. A huge, hulking man, whose face was weathered from a lifetime at sea, and who held a sneer capable of curdling milk, lumbered through the open door. And then he said, in a deep and gravelly voice, almost like the sound of a boot crushing stones, "I've been hearing that you've been keeping secrets." Leonina's head tipped to one side, nearly brushing the trim of her shirt collar. Her full lips, painted the same shade of red as the dark domes of her irises, pulled back in a slow, delighted grin. "Secrets, dear boatswain, are the most delightful sort of treasure," she breathed, the very sound of her voice making the sailor's nerves zing. "And like anything of value, they are meant to be shared." As the sailor blew a scornful breath through his downturned lips, a tiny hint of unease flickered in the depths of his eye. "And what do you have that's worth the effort, girl? You've nothing of value in this shithole," he sneered. "Maybe not," said Leonina with a heavy sigh, pretending to bat her eyes innocently. "But would you not say that having knowledge on one's side is a potent force for achieving one's aims?" The grip of the boatswain on the hilt of his cutlass became stronger. "What kind of understanding?" Leonina moved nearer, the light of the lamp reflecting the gleam of fun in her gaze. "The sort of clue that can put you in a position to capture a treasure ship, with loot that could buy you the sort of life not far removed from what they describe in the deeds of Blackbeard." Suspicion marked the lines of the weather-worn face of the sailor. He spoke with the kind of conviction that came from a life frequently spent in giving and taking violence. "Don't let anyone tell you different," he said. "When you're out here hunting for shipwrecks, you're also hunting for certain kinds of death." Wouldn't you say that information holds the answer?" Leonina let her voice fall to a whisper. "You need to know about secret passages, vulnerable spots, the dubious nature of certain allies, and about the ships, their commanders, and how they sail, or don't, in bad weather." The sailor's threat and avarice gave way to a slow grin. "So what you're saying is you know where there's a huge, fully loaded galleon we can plunder?" "Maybe," Leonina responded, her grin growing more savage. "But the cost of pursuing knowledge is like that of finding beauty." The aged sailor moved nearer, wheezing. "What sort of coin we talkin' 'bout, darlin'?" Leonina had an unsettling look in her eyes. Her intense gaze was not reassuring in the least. "Something so simple for us," she said softly in a voice that lacked any trace of warmth. "A taste, that's all. A taste of what you could have while you search for scraps on the sea waves." The atmosphere was full of unexpressed stress. Old Salt, a pirate who had seen 1,000 hard looks in his time, didn't scare easily. But Leonina had a way about her that made even the toughest guys in her crew feel weak in the knees. Now, she had pinned him to the wall of the brig, promising to kill him slowly and enjoy every minute of it.